So I have to mention my grandmother, Mary Lockhart. She was a huge influence for me growing up and after university. She raised 5 children during the Second World War when Grandpa was overseas. She was actually diagnosed with breast cancer, traveled on her own by train in Montreal, had her surgery, came back, continued on raising the kids. My manners, they all came from her. She was a disciplined person, but learned a lot from her.
When I think of a woman that influences me personally, professionally, I think of my partner, Erin. She definitely is someone that stands her ground, and she definitely encourages me to be bold and hold space, so I definitely appreciate that from her.
I have an aunt who was a great influence in my life. Unfortunately, she did pass away last year from an accident, but she was definitely encouraging. She was always looking out for others, and she was always making sure everyone enjoyed life. Even if they had a bad day, she would find something positive.
The best advice I ever received was from my mom. And she said to me, don't be afraid to stand up for what you believe in, and remember to help those that cannot.
And for me, the best advice I ever received was also from my mom. And her 2 pieces of advice were, the first of everything is always the best, and enjoy the ride. You don't have to race.
I think for me, what I would say to my younger self would be to trust yourself, everything will work out, and continue to do you.
A piece of advice that I would give to my younger self is you are enough and you will find your people. It may not happen right away, but you will find your people and you are enough as you are.
In all honesty, like early on in my career, I have struggled with, like so many women in leadership position, with imposter syndrome. Surprise, surprise, like this nagging voice telling you like you're not good enough or you don't belong. If I have a time machine, if I will stage an interventions going back my younger self and say, hey, turn off this kind of like inner critic voice and just listen to the inner coach, kind of like the voice that cheer you up every time you're faced with challenge, and the voice that tells you everything's gonna be okay. So for all the women out there, trust yourself. You have what it takes to succeed. Just trust yourself.